Welcome to the Share Your Story Writing Summit. I am your host, Larissa Russell, owner and founder of Creative You Healing. I'm so excited to have with me Nasreen Veriyawa. Welcome, Nasreen.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do and how you came to do it?
Sure. Um, am the founder of a little publishing business called Nasreen Pro Authoring. I currently live in Turkey where I coach, an author coach for aspiring authors. I also put out a couple of books of myself for myself, and I'm also an editor and a ghostwriter. So that keeps me busy. But before this, I authored a number of textbooks for some well known brands in South Africa. So I've always more or less been in the writing field. I came here to Turkey to teach ESL for a while, and I've been fortunate enough to actually move away from that and transcend into my own business. A full-time basis now, and quite happily, quite relaxed, and absolutely enjoying and loving it.
I love that. I love that. So, what would you say is the most important or the number one thing about writing?
It has to be learning. It has to be learning. I've always been a supporter of lifelong learning. And I think the number one thing about writing, whether it's for yourself or for others, whether you're editing someone's work or whether you're doing their content writing for their websites, you get to learn all the time. And it's never about the same thing. It's about different things, about different scenarios, about situations. It's a life skill education that you can't find between four walls in a classroom. It's growth, it's development, and it's absolutely character building, and that's the most important things. I thoroughly enjoyed. And I salute people picking up their pens and sharing with the world what they do selflessly so that they can benefit from it. And I thank them for sharing it with me and for trusting me with it because they have inevitably contributed to who I and what I am today.
Yeah, I have to say that the vulnerability and sharing is so important. And it's so important for the people you're sharing with. And I think we forget that when we're
Mhm.
sharing, right? Because we're so
Absolutely.
vulnerable in our own sharing, we forget how important
Mhm.
it is to others.
Absolutely. Every day is a lesson that you can apply to your own life. It's a reminder of how you should be thinking, how you should be behaving, what things you have to be grateful for, what things you have to be happy for, and what you should be doing to contribute to the world so that it becomes a better place.
Yeah, yeah. And I know you touched on this a little bit at the start about the connection between writing and healing, but can you expand on that and your thoughts?
You know, writing is one of those things which is extremely personal. Nobody can inhibit you from picking up your pen and writing. Therefore, nobody can stop you from expressing how you feel. And we all know that when we express how we feel, we are healing. Because let's face it, disease is in its place. Um, it is physical, but it is also emotional. It is also mental, and when it is allowed to fester in our minds, it unfortunately manifests in our bodies. And writing is one of those ways in which we can heal ourselves without actually burdening anybody else with what we may be going through. And I think it is an extremely personal and a fabulous way of doing it with dignity.
I love that. I love that. So, can you tell us a little bit about what you're sharing today?
Yeah, exactly that. As someone who has worked with almost now 21 to 30 books, I have had the honor of being a part of author journeys that have come with their challenges, and from which I have also had my own challenges. We all have a story to tell. I always say that everybody is born with the best selling story within. And we've all looked for ways in which to overcome our challenges. Sometimes we've looked for it in the doctor's rooms. Sometimes we found it on psychologists' chairs. And sometimes we've just turned to creativity as an affordable and an accessible way of overcoming whatever it is we've gone through, and the results have manifested themselves in my life and the lives of my authors absolutely beautifully. And that is what I'm about to share.